Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So there's just going to be a couple of quick videos out here, and then there's going to be a little bit of a pause. I appreciate the views. And then, like I say, with school, there's going to be a bit of a pause here, and then once we get into the swing of things, I'll start pumping out some more videos again. So, we'll go through a couple of videos here. A viewer was asking me about trying to remotely launch missiles. So I'm assuming that perhaps let's see if we can. Let's see, we go here, and then it was this one a radar vehicle that data links a missile launch system. All right, so we could do something like that. So it could be our ship. It could be a ship. It could be, I guess, anything. It could be a vehicle as well. We'll do. Let's see. What would be easier? I mean, honestly, a vehicle at this point in time would probably be easiest. So let's go back up here, just because we'll need to test it a little bit. So it's really simple. Okay, we'll go over a missile. We'll go over how it works. Really easy peasy. And then you just need the coordinates, right? You need the X, Y, and Z coordinates of where you want the missile to go to. So, for that we need a GPS. We need a couple of things. Keep in mind, you have different ranges for your missiles. Short-range missiles, medium-range missiles, and long-range missiles. I have no idea what determines those ranges, but because we have rockets and rocket fuel, you could essentially... Did I unlock? I should have had this one unlocked, right? Yeah, okay. We should essentially... Let's open the door. Oh, hello, you. Hello. Okay, so what we need are two things. We need missiles, and we need a vehicle. Boom. So we have a vehicle now, and we have missiles. Perfect. So now the missiles will lock onto a target, right? They're pretty good. So you can point them somewhere, and they'll go. But let's say we just want to set something up. So what we actually need is like a truck, maybe a little tractor. Let's see. Okay, come here then. Come on, Nanny. What you want? Let's see if I have a quick vehicle that I can use. It doesn't have to be a heavy truck. It just has to tow a trailer. Oh yeah, I have a small basic truck. Where is it here? It's this one here. All right, so this is just a basic, really small engine. Okay, so this will be our. Let's convert this into a quote-unquote missile truck. So what we need to do is we need to go H, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of the trailer. So I'm assuming you have a vehicle already that you're using. All right, and then we'll do this, and then this, and then this. Cut that, and get rid of that. Okay, so let's build a trailer. First thing we need is a connector. And let's do two things. Let's build a trailer, and let's get some music going here. Alright, so what we need is a connector. We're gonna cut it. Right? It's just a trailer, building a trailer for our trailer. Okay. Sure, it can come down like this, and then like this. We want it to be one block above that. Which it is. Yeah, perfect. It's one block above, which means this is where we connect the axle. Alright, easy peasy. So there's our trailer, okay? So then on here, we just need a missile launch system. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our... Yeah, I wonder... Audio. That work? Alright, maybe I have to wait for the... Oh, I gotta apply it then. Yes, there we go. Okay. So now we need the missile. What do we need to do here? We need to go to the selection grid. And we need to load content, and we want to go to presets. In the presets here, they have a missile. And we want this one here, the tracking missile. Alright? So, paste it in there, and now we have a tracking missile. Let's take a look at the logic here. If we look at the composite, alright, everything's connected, it's ready to go. So how does it work exactly? It appears that it activates when it's launched. It activates the radar, it activates all that stuff. And then this, but none of the composite is, oh yeah, okay. When it's active, it puts out an on signal, which blinks, and that gives us what, the sound and the light, so it'll blink. Blink, 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 blink. Gotcha, when there's a target in front of it. So, this is where I'm saying, if you have fire and forget missiles, I'll probably have to go over that and make a series on how to build that. Because that is kind of where this sort of setup gets you. Alright, so we have our basic missile. We don't need this radar here because we're going to have our own radar. All we needed was the missile. Alright, so we have our radar. Right? Up, down, left, right, fire. That was the only thing that they had on this missile. So, again, we'll do a couple of things. What we need now is a connector. And we are going to copy it. And paste. Alright, so now we have a missile that we can launch somewhere. Right? Yeah, now we have a missile we can launch somewhere. On our trailer. So let's assume we want this thing to launch vertically, I guess? Yeah, maybe they launch up and then they'll turn and track the target. Okay, so in that case, let's do this. Let's how many do we want? 1, 2, 3. We'll go with 8. Alright, and then merge. Alright, now that is merged to the trailer. And we need some wheels. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I guess I could be doing this in mirror mode. All right. So there you have it. Now these we can plant. Probably there. All right. Looks like the trailer needs to go up one block. The wheels, the wheels, the wheels. There we go. Alright, and it really is that simple. So now, what do you want? We need a radar. So let's see here. That's it. And then a couple of buttons. Maybe we wanted some feet on the trailer. Yeah, can we do that? Let's see. I don't know if it's that high or if it's this high here. Alright, there we go. Let's see. And I'll put a switch on it here. This is just for the feet. This can be one. On. All right, cat. All right, so the off value, instead of being 0, this can be -1. Is that right? Do we need power? I think they need power, don't they? Alright, we get the idea here. I'm just trying to set up the trailer here. And we'll put a toggle button on it. So this is our remote launch vehicle. Yeah, perfect. So the on position will probably be 0.5. Let's try 0.3. Yeah, that works. Or 0. You can even say 0. That way it just sits there, right? I could put magnets on it too, and there we go. Which is probably what we'll end up doing eventually in the end here. Is we will do this. Oops. And we will merge. And then I don't know if that'll work. Oh, it's got to be up one more. Alright, anyways, it doesn't really matter for now. Okay, so now what we need to do is we can essentially, we can use this radar to send a signal to here to get it to launch, but we don't want it to do that. We want the radar to be on somewhere else. So if we put the radar on the truck, and say, okay, now what we want to do is when the radar detects a target, we want to tell it to launch a missile. This would be like close range, right? Because these missiles here have a fairly close range, within a kilometer, I believe. So what we need for that is we just need a blank microcontroller, not the 2x2. Yeah, we'll need one on the vehicle, and we'll need one. Where am I going to put this? We need one on the truck. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4x4. All right, it's not 2x2, it's 4x4. So what we need, let's see. We need the radar itself. Okay. We want the radar to be center on here. There. Let's plant the radar there, and then let's see if we can put this. Yes, there we go. Okay. Now what we also need is we need remote controllers. Now I don't know the range part here is questionable, but we're gonna test it out. It's good to 20 kilometers, but I mean, you know, these aren't good. We'll be a kilometer away and we'll see if we can watch the missiles fire at the truck. That's basically what we're gonna try and do. So, because we need a target, right? So now what we need to do is from the radar into the truck, we need 2 inputs. Into the microcontroller, we need the radar itself, which can be a composite, and then we need an input. This could be the target, but we'll get that from the radar. And then we also need an output, composite out. This is going to be out to send out. All right, so one is sends in and one sends out. Input, output, really simple. So in from the radar, we need a couple of things. We need a composite. Yeah, we need to read the rotation And we need to read where the target is. All right, and then that information is then going to be interpreted to composite. We need to write that information. We need to write the number, and we need to write the on-off. And then we need to send that into the launch vehicle. All right, so we need a couple of things. We need to save the X and the Y value. So let's update that, and let's look at our composite here, and let's see. So first things first, let's get electricity to everything so we can test it. Electricity there, electricity there. Okay. Composite in, composite out. Send. So we also need a constant on signal. Constant on signal, and you're going to want a constant number. And then on here, we just need a constant number, and then whatever that channel is going to be, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then over here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. That way, it always sends on that channel. Now, you can have a button that says only send the data when you detect the target, which we could do also. And then we just have to make sure that it's receiving that on this end. Okay, so inside the microcontroller, we needed to check the X and the Y composite channels. So, when it detects target, the angle, what is it? The target distance, azimuth angle, elevation angle, and time since detection. So that'll be channel 1 for the distance, channel 2 for the angle, channel 3 for the elevation. So we want channel 2 and channel 3. We want to save those numbers. So what we need is a memory register. We need a couple of these memory registers, and what it's going to do is, when there's a target, it's going to tell it to set this number, and the number is going to be composite read channel 2 and channel 3. Channel 2 for X, channel 3 for Y. So that's our X value, that's our Y value. So that then has to be sent out channel 2 is X, channel 3 is Y, out to the target. So what we can also do in the meantime is we can add 2 outputs. I guess it doesn't really matter. We can add 2 outputs, but let's see. Yeah, and this will send it to target number 1. So if we update that, okay, now here's how we're going to test it. What we want to do is we want to take our missiles now, and we want to cut them and paste them, and now we need to make sure that they can pivot. Alright, so we need a pivot. Is it going to be a velocity pivot? Yes, here we go. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this on a velocity pivot, and we're also going to put the radar on a velocity pivot. Now, why is that? Because now the radar is going to be able to track. Oh, let's see. So that's going to make it turn. Oh, man. I just complicated things a little bit here. All right. Let's take this and this. Cut that out. And let's just move it over here. All right. Okay, so we have that. What I want to do is I want to erase this. I'm gonna have to work on making this thing more stable. That might actually do the trick. Okay, so from here, what I need to do is put this in mirror mode. We need to attach the pivot. So this is gonna, no, this isn't gonna work. It has to be, the radar has to be on the center of this, spinning, and this has to be moving. So what we need to do is we need to take a couple of pivots like this, velocity pivots. And we need to plant them like that. And then we need to merge them together. And then on top of that, we need to take a pivot like that. There we go. Then we need to take this radar and merge it to there. Okay, perfect. Now let's get electricity to the pivots. So now what's going to happen is we're going to test this radar. So we're going to output the X and the Y value, and we're going to put it into the pivots. So this one here, number, output, and this is going to be X, and this is going to be Y. Perfect. So then X is channel 1 and Y is channel 2. We can update that. And now we'll connect X to here and Y to there. Now if we take my constant on signal for the radar, and we just say, okay, so the radar is on. And we'll know when it reaches a target. So now what we need to do is we just need to make it static, so that way it doesn't rotate. And then when it, oh yeah, that's right. Hold on, let me see what's going on here. I may have messed something up. Okay, so that's that. It has power. Oh, we gotta turn its range way down. I usually set these things for about 2 kilometers. That's better. Now it should be on. It's active. So then if it detects, the radar rotation is 0. Alright, what's going on? Why is it not rotating? It's this that should be rotating. Oh. There we go. Helps if I connected them. Yes, there we go. So now if we set this up for very short range, I don't know why it's continuously rotating though. There's obviously a lot of targets that are close. So we need to narrow this down a little bit there. Looks like 2 things are backwards. The X and the Y are backwards. something's backwards here because it starts rotating. All right, so let's invert. Now we need to problem solve. Oh, there we go. That worked. Now it looks like I need to invert Y. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Okay, so then what we'll do is let's take this radar. Let's cut it. Let's move it up a little bit. 1, 2. Let's paste it there. Yeah, so that's basically that. I mean, if it needs to be a little bit hardier, you can always do that. It's just that's just going to change how it moves, so we don't need to invert the Y. All right. So now we have a radar vehicle. Oh, I see what's wrong here. I see what's wrong here. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. So it's kind of something's going on here. It's following me. Maybe I need to slow down the gearing in the in here. Let's see. Yeah, it appears that, yeah, the Y needs to be rotated a little bit. Okay, let's get some music rolling again here. And we're almost done, actually. It's kind of neat. Let's see here. We're almost done. Okay, so final test on do I need to invert my Y values. Now, if the radar is able to track me now, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. So then why is it so fumbly? How can we make this stronger? How, Stormworks? How? Oh, yeah. Huh. Oh, you know, it's trying to rotate down. Right. this, I've got this backwards. I've got this set up backwards. It needs to rotate. Yeah, it needs to rotate on the base. Okay, so now that we have everything sort of set up, let's reconfigure this part here. We can cut that out and move this up. Paste it, and then this will be our radar track. All right, merge. No, what we want to do is this. And we want to do this here. No, can't do that. Okay, cat. No, get off. Oh, cat, come on. Not the right time. Oh, don't be upset now. Okay, come here. Okay. We'll merge that. All right. Chill. Okay, now that we finally have everything merged together, our X value is here. Now let's try this thing out. So it detects something. That's hilarious. I don't know why this isn't working out. What's going on? It should move. It is a hot one today. There we go. There we go. Okay, so as you can see there, the radar is now following me. It's actually locked onto the missiles now. Alright, now that was so difficult to figure out. Okay, so we have our radar vehicle. So now what we need to do is move the radar. Alright, so now we have a radar vehicle. Now what we need to do is we need to send those over here to the rockets so they turn and do the exact same thing. So now we basically need the exact same setup. Here. So temporarily we're going to get rid of these missiles while we try and design the launch mechanism for the missiles on the trailer. Alright. So we'll do, let's see, this is a bit lower. Can I do that over the wheels? Oh yeah. Okay, let's say something like this, and then same thing, we need the pivot on the base, just like we did there, and then we need the other pivots. So and now we need electricity. Now this one constantly receives the signal, and so now what we need to do is we need to take that data and we're sending it out. See, we're sending it out, so channel 2 and channel 3 are going out. So now on the trailer side, we need to have three things. We need to have our composite in from the radio signal, and then we need to have our X and our Y out. X, Y, output, output. Channel 2 and this is channel 3. Now we can invert them. Actually, it'll be easier to invert them once we. All right, do that, and then X and Y, X, Y. Composite data comes in on that channel. All right, so to test that this works now, what we need to do is we need some missiles. So what I have is I've taken a missile. All right. Oh, whoops. No. Oh, really? Do I have to do that all over again? Really? You gonna make me do it all over again? Yeah, it's gonna make me do it all over again because I didn't save. Jeepers. Alright, so we have the radar. Okay, it goes out, it connects to there. Now I have to do the trailer. Clear content. Alright. Nothing like doing it twice. Okay, so we have our pivot. We have our pivot. Ay, 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 ay. Alright, so now when we want to load the missile, what we want to do is we want to go into our selection grid. And then we want to load the individual object. And then it will come into our, there we go. Okay, so. To test that this works, we need a connector. And then we need our missile. Alright, paste. And then we want to make sure that the missile has connected. Okay. So, now let's get some electricity here, and then I'll spawn it in, and it'll be auto-saved, and everything will be fine. So we want electricity to here, here, and here, and here. And then we also want composite data. So it's receiving now, and that's sending from there. Okay, so now we needed a blank microcontroller, which we have. So inside here, we just need the, we need a couple of things. 1, 2, 3. Okay, in from the radio, and then X and Y. There it is. Y, X, and then this is channel 2, and this is channel 3. All right. We got to invert this. X. Okay, so now let's spawn it in, and now it'll be in the autosave. So now when the radar detects me, it moves around. Now, I was hoping that would be moving also, but it doesn't appear to be, so I'm not too sure why. It's got electricity, does it? Oh, we didn't connect the composite. There we go. Okay, so you see the missile? Now, it appears, oh yeah, there it goes, there it goes. Something's up. It works, but it doesn't quite work. So, doesn't quite work because the missile, I guess, in theory, would need to be like taller than the. Something like that, right? If we pasted that and then cut that, makes that merge. All right, now let's see if that is any better. So you see, it does kind of point in the general direction. The issue is just that. The issue is quite simply that value. You see, it is going, but not to the extent of like it's just over, you know. So yeah, you may need to tweak the gearing a little bit, and you may need to tweak just the rotation values. Maybe we need to multiply it by another number, just to give it a little more accuracy. That's probably what needs to be done here. You probably need to multiply it by a number to make the number just a little bit larger, so that way it's it'll rotate, or make the number smaller so it doesn't rotate as much. Yeah, you see, it's kind of. It could also be the weight. It could also be the weight of the missile in there, which is causing the pivots to continue to rotate even when they're not trying to rotate. That's another thing too to watch, right? Is the weight on the pivots and stuff. But essentially, that is going to do it. That is our basic remote launch vehicle. So now you could plant this trailer anywhere, and wherever you drive the truck to, you could have your radar, super simple radar on a screen. And it'll be showing targets, and then you can pick a target, send that target to the truck, and away you go, right? So basically the next thing that we need to do is targets come off of the radar as on-off channels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we can either pre-program those into here, or you could have a dash panel with 8 buttons on it, and you can say, okay, when this, you know what I mean? And it saves each target. We'll go through that. We'll turn this into a multi-part series, actually, is what we'll do. We'll turn this into a neat little launch vehicle. But what I wanted to cover was just the basic setup. So now we have the radar and the missile. That's it. Now what we need to do is just transfer a signal from the radar to the missile to say, hey, here's your target, launch it. And maybe that's delayed a little bit to give the radar a chance to turn and the missile a chance to turn and fire. So thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. Might be a little bit before the next video comes out, but I hope to see you all then. Bye for now.